gets from it, or what he makes happen, he could take this very long.
Yeah, this is pretty scary if you are Zerking this B spot, but good transfuses on the Spine Crawler so far. He's going to back up and lose some queens, though. The Banshee in the air is actually affecting a lot and doing a ton of damage here, putting out a lot of deep.
Yeah, these queens, the queens weren't even focusing the Banshee.
Yeah, they were focusing the Hellbats, which is not what you want to have happen. Regardless, mutas will pop out. These are pretty fast mutas as well. 9 to 30 seconds. And he's been able to get his third base, but at what cost?
I love that he keeps the Banshee in the third. It's like, okay, you can kill the Banshee on my Hellbat's one main, or you can pull these over and my Banshee's still in the third base. But think about these types of builds. Even though you might be able to say to yourself, oh, well, what doesn't have to be units that actually shoot up. Yeah, but the time it takes for the mutants to kill everything to pop up has given Boney enough time to missile turrets and start goals.
But, you know, I still like this build coming up from Trace. It's very scary. It's super quick for these mutas being popped out right now. A lot of times, Zerg or Terran builds don't actually prepare for this quick of expansions. Also, he went mech. He didn't go Marines. So you don't have the natural counter just yet. You need a higher count of Thors. That's why we're seeing a much, much later third base because he actually position is lifting it over, but I highly doubt he'll be able to maintain that momentum.
Taking the third that early would be a bit weird. And if he's from the Banshee, would really be able to back some Farmer Trances. No, we recognize there's very few actual mech units here, and if they do this fight with the links, with a low Hellbat count, he can force him to pull SCVs. So the Fennegan says he's going to actually try that here. A couple links running into the main base.
They're going to get to the main.
I guess he wants to run the natural.
Okay, and this is a good scout too. I mean, he's accomplishing two different things. He's able to see the factory count and see how invested are there potential all-ins. He sees 3 factories. He's like, okay, I'm low.
Oh, SCV's not in position to actually defend that missile turret, so we can try to play around those slow Thors. As that, I will say though, the commitment of forces here, Atreus doesn't look like he's going to actually be able to stop this square from being secured. He lost all the units he could have used to overwhelm.
I mean, we haven't seen any more units though. Okay. So the one Thor, excuse me, the mutas can't actually engage in the Thors.
He's going to split around, he's going to go for it, he's coming in, the second Thor is not in position, SCVs are being pulled. There are 3 more Thors coming in here though, and I think Atreus is overstaying his welcome a little bit.
Yeah, this is exactly the problem. Of course, the Thors are going to come in, but the SCVs will maintain Thor alive.
Raytor, he started stand and +1 infantry. He's making this.
Wow, this is so cool, man. We have seen
Dun dun dun.
1% of games, I think.
I know, man. Actually, it's been jumping up quite a bit over the last probably say week or so. Well, really, even just a couple days. I've been averaging, well, I don't know, at least 5 a day, sometimes more. And apparently, my microphone isn't, or my Twitch wasn't muted. As soon as this video that I'm watching is complete, I'm gonna start doing tutorials. I'm probably gonna do some dynamic lighting tutorial. I'm gonna start off with that, and then I'm gonna go back into the red brand and do a tutorial on that hiding the map. Whatchamacallits? The secret locations and whatnot. I'm probably gonna hide the numbers too, just kind of, I don't know, do a real good tutorial. Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, I've seen some videos on YouTube about roll20, but I don't know how many. I know they're out there, but what I don't know is I don't see that. I don't really see many tutorials about like hiding things on the map, like any kind of Photoshop work. Like for instance, this one here. That's pretty much undetectable. This right here, like, that's probably my best work yet. I mean, that, if you study it, like, really, I mean, if you get in there, it's probably still pretty hard to see. Yeah, I mean, you can see it here. So you can clearly see, like, right there, the edges are, I mean, there's obviously edges there. However, with dynamic lighting added, I cut out those edges. So when you add in full GM opacity, the players, well, I have to drag a player there. The players can still see it really far zoomed in, but I don't think many players like play like this zoomed in. They might, I guess, but even still, like this is fairly undetectable right here. This is pretty good here. The only thing that's a little off is like this line here is pretty noticeable. It's too sharp. Same thing with a little bit right there. This right here and this right here is too sharp, but I mean it could just look like, I think it's called artifacting. But like at this angle here, the only thing I really see is this right here. This actually looks okay from a distance, and then like from like where players probably normally play is probably at this about this angle, and it's, I want to say, completely undetectable at this level. And even still, honestly, they can try to say they're like, hey, well, I know that trap's there. Well, you might. What if I decide to move it here? I can do that easily. Right here. I can put it here fairly easily. Doesn't have to be where they think it is. But yeah, another one that I did was over here. Obviously, I think you were there for that. Oh, it's actually over here. It's over here and over here. But I mean, it still looks. I mean, this is actually in this hallway. I didn't give a shit because it's blocked from player view. Hiding the numbers should be pretty easy. That's actually probably going to be the easiest one. But yeah, I'll do that. I'll probably at least do 2 tutorials and then do a little bit of editing tomorrow and throw them up on YouTube and put them as highlights. Then I do plan on doing a quick tutorial on dynamic lighting, doing this room here. I don't know how long I should really make it, the video. This room probably would take a minute, so maybe I should do a different room. I do want to do this room, and I also want to do. I don't know if this room has dynamic lighting or not. Nah, see, this room doesn't have dynamic lighting either, so I can do this room as well. I can do these 2 rooms. That cave, and then I'll drag this cave by the end, just so it's real quick and easy. I really got to get to bed at 7 o'clock today, 7 a.m. Today I was late for work because I overslept. I woke up at the right time, but problem was I kind of fell back asleep because I was so tired. So I'm gonna do my best to get to bed at 7. Yeah, I was like, oh, I wasn't too late. I was like 20 minutes. Yeah, man, I've been whooped. Oh man, I've only been averaging maybe 4 or 5 hours of sleep, and I'm used to getting 8 plus. So it is fairly painful. Not painful, exhausting is the better word, I guess. It's not painful. But yeah, I don't know if you got my message about the video that I sent you, or the message about the video that I took yesterday. It was copyrighted the entire time, so it's pretty much unusable. There's no audio whatsoever, so I'm gonna have to redo it to show your buddy how to hide that shit. Okay. Hey, what's up, Mentress? How's it going, man? I am just preparing to do some videos and finishing up a video that I'm watching right now. Watching some StarCraft. I really enjoy watching StarCraft. Probably because I can't do the shit that they can do. The amount of control they have over that many units is kind of insane.
That's it, man. That's it. Catches this drop. 3 full medevacs. He's just going to force him to deposit here. He's like, nope, not today, buddy. A lot of units do get cleaned up. He could try to make his way towards that natural. He has a drop over at the western side. So Bunny's doing everything in his power to buy himself time in this game, to create opportunities.
Ooh.
Grabs the medevac again and barely slips away.
Aww.
It is going to be a drop, so it does some damage against the bottom right natural here. Actually picking up this Evo chip.
I mean, those evolutions.
That's awesome. So I take it your card worked great.
And I like this. I mean,
Your new card, rather.
right to get back
I wonder what caused your old card to crap out. I wonder if it was just it just happened, or if you overused it. I don't know. I don't think you can overuse it.
you have to still do it carefully.
He threw away the medevacs and the beans.
Yeah, Splatoon's not my kind of game at all.
And more Vikings. The Vikings are what he is. Brooklyn.
Yes. And it's still a rough situation for Bunny.
I think he could even throw away SUVs, to be honest. 67 at this point. He doesn't break down.
I sneezed.
This game really matters. These parties are just so heavily invested. It's
Mm.
hard to rematch.
These armies are so big, replacing them is close as possible. They have enough bank for an extra wave or two, but not to replenish everything. And the
Well, that's good. Hopefully it stays good this time.
one of them, 2 Brood Lords picked off for free. Really nice scraps by
Nice
him.
little tiny advantages Bunny is able to maintain through here, or at least get back, I would say.
Hey J-Ray, what's up, man? I'm just getting prepared to do some. I'm gonna do a dynamic lighting tutorial. I'm going to do
Although he does have 6 more Brood Lords queued up.
it's, another. I did it yesterday, but I forgot about the music in the background, so Twitch flagged it for copyright, obviously, because it was the audio, not not what I did. But I'm gonna do dynamic lighting. I'm also gonna do map editing. I don't know what else have you guys seen that do you think that would be worth uploading? Because I do a pretty good job of dynamic lighting. I can explain that pretty well. I can do map editing. I can do that. That's also fairly easy to explain and do a video on. But what else? What else? What else? What else? Ah, no. Maybe no. Maybe smacking my mouse into my my monster's probably not a good idea. Onto my mat to make it all sticky.
This Bunny's great wall. This is pretty hardcore. I guess command centers are gonna block too.
Wait, Sinta, are you suggesting making multiple video or like a very long video? I was kind of thinking of just doing a kind of quick, maybe I don't know, 5-10 minute video on dynamic lighting, and then maybe another I don't know, maybe a 5-minute video on. Well, maybe I could probably the map editing. I could probably do a quick. I don't know. I could probably do it about 10-15 minutes. I mean, how long are short videos? I did plan on making 2 separate videos, but I mean, like how, I don't want to try to milk it. Essentially, I guess maybe I should. But I'm gonna grab a thing here real quick. And just got his capture card. He's so excited. He played Splatoons for 12 hours or 5-6 hours or whatever he did. He played it a lot. He loves it. He loves his capture card. Splatoons was fun. About all I got. You know, I was so sad yesterday, Sento. As I got off, I went to go whatchamacallit, host somebody in Dungeons and Dragons. There wasn't anybody on. I was the only one hosting Dungeons and Dragons, which honestly is fine by me. If I can get all the Dungeons and Dragons viewers, I'm okay with that. That's how I will build my community. I will get all of the Dungeons and Dragons players. All of them will belong to me. And then I will share them with other DMs that are awesome. Thank you for what? BS. Nah, that's not true. I just would have had different viewers. Oh, and I also have to put like hashtag Barlock 2015 or hashtag Barlock 1337. Why what? Why Barlock? Oh, it's a Barbarian Warlock multi-class. Barlock is actually really sick. So, it's your standard powerful melee character that also has reaction spells. I think Warlock's the only one that I've ever seen have a reaction spell. When the Warlock is hit, or I'm sorry, when the Barlock is hit, he can use one of his spell slots. It's a spell called Hellish Rebuke. He points at the person that hit him within 60 feet, and Hellish Flame engulfs them, and they take 2d10 damage. And then they also can save and take only 1d10. But it's a reaction. So not only do they get to hit them, they also get to do a reaction spell at the same time. It's so good. Jetty, what's wrong with your background? Oh my god. Oh, it cracked, mate! Crikey! What is he waiting for? Well, Jetty, you really shouldn't... your back. Well, I don't know. Your back row doesn't really help you too much.
still long range, less than that. So you have a really hard time of actually counterplaying this when the Terran is in such a defensive posture.
When you pick the right units, they're 100% dead. You can't transfuse. Ultras can get transfused. Vipers cannot get transfused. Queens cannot get transfused. Just gonna straight up die.
It's not the old days, right? Each battle cruiser, man, full energy, you can fire off two Yamato cannons, which is enough to one-shot any unit in this composition, except for, Ultras, which aren't really even a key factor anymore. The Ultras are actually on, like, some sort of quest, they're like, well, we're kind of useless, so just trying to run by against this planetary fortress, and I guess, like, we're gonna kill some stuff, but there's not a whole lot here to actually
And it's actually pretty good here, right? Like, the Ultras are baiting out and saying, hey, come at me with your battle cruisers. One battle cruiser will be enough to actually kill them right away.
What do you think about just posturing this army between them? Like, can he actually try to get around those places? Because I feel like the Brood Lords could also just ransack the production.
He needs to stay on the break. He will get serious. That's the worst situation. You want to constantly be going forward, engaging a little bit, doing your burst damage, abducting, and then backing up immediately. Because if any of those secret missiles hit, it's a bad situation. But look at this. This is the slowest push ever.
Rather is fighting for pennies here. He's trying to long distance behind this focus. I think we should just make a main focus on this one. Oh, he actually manages to abduct a few battle cruisers. Alright, so he's going to start to get a couple of trades here. Here come the Yamatos, here come the point defense drones blocking a lot of that coverage. That battle cruiser that got pulled in, fought for so long, got two more. Atreus is starting to get some really nice pulls. He's now facing a throw parasite as well.
Secret missiles aren't able to do nearly as much damage, and these queens actually have a lot of retention rate in all of this as they, can constantly transfuse each other. But there's actually no meat to the Zerg army anymore. It's going to have to back out. You can see the battle cruisers and the Vikings staying alive. Bunny will take a small, tiny advantage from that fight. Look at that.
Interesting.
That's scary. This is the power. Okay, this is the power of Terran at the late game with them having the extra, battle cruisers, the extra units, but also Zerg at the end game when they're able to maintain that economic advantage over their opponents.
Yeah, he's put it on run by. He did actually clean up that planetary last mission there. I think it was enough. He thought that was gas actually. That was a foreign. I mean, every unit kill here is very nice since Atreus has a lot more resources. Like 5 battle cruisers being built. Bunny cannot replace this army anymore. Like, he does not have enough resources left on all of the bases that he's occupying to do this. He's long distance mining this. And Atreus is actually mining out Bunny's gold.
Yeah, I mean, nobility would have. I mean, they still. It's not as crazy as you might think.
On top of the Vikings, that's exactly what you need to do, but he's not able to chain them. Secret missiles will go down. A lot of these units in yellow and red. Is he going to be able to actually eliminate this air army?
The Ravens drive energy. There's no more point defense drone. The Cruppers are able to push forward. He has transfuses. He's baited back the secret missile targeting Cruppers, and he is slowly but surely chewing away at this Viking count.
All right, Petraeus will have to back out. It looks like he wasn't able to actually get the elimination, but that is as good as you can get.
He still
All right, video's over. So. I'll do my first video on dynamic lighting, and then I'll do the map editing. So the first thing you're going to want to do, obviously go to your dynamic lighting layer. Choose a bright color that'll stand out against whatever background you're using. Typically, I like to use yellow, green, and pink. They're pretty much the highlighter colors that will stand out against most maps. Just pick a contrasting color that will definitely get pop. You want it to pop. You want to get deep into your map. You want to get to the point where you can see every detail. If you want very good dynamic lighting. Next, what you'll do is you'll select the polygon line tool, and notice there's a couple options. I typically hold shift when I'm doing my lines, but it only really works if you have the grid enabled. The grid that I have that's on right now is actually not the grid on the map itself. It's or I'm sorry, on the roll20 itself. It's the actual map grid, the one that came with it. It's not representation of the actual grid lines. So for this one, I don't need to hold shift, but just know that while you're holding down, or while you're doing your lines, until you right click, it will still continue to do lines. So essentially, you just keep left clicking as you go, and if you mess up, you can Control Z. It's the undo. So you want to start obviously at one end of the map, and then what you do is you just click and you kind of just follow right around the edges of the map, and you want to leave a little bit of the map terrain visible, so that when there is dynamic lighting, the players will see that there is a wall here, but they won't necessarily see that this is all wall. And what this allows is greater immersion for your players, because your players won't know where they are in a map. They won't know for this case the map is fairly state cave for one of the for the Lost Mines of Phandelver campaign that I found on the interwebs. But you're pretty much just you're outlining essentially. You're just kind of clicking and going around the outer edge of wherever you need to add dynamic lighting to, and you just go all the way around. Kind of try to follow the path of the just outside the path of the portion that you're outlining, just so that it kind of gives that yes, this is a wall, but there's not much past it feel. So you're just gonna go all around and just try to pick up some of the details of the caverns, so that the players can see. I mean, this is all. You're only gonna give like a little bit, maybe a half an inch. You don't want to give too much, because then it looks kind of bad when there's a lot of walls showing. You only want to give them essentially just the wall. You don't want to give them the inner parts of the wall. All this, the players really don't necessarily need to see that for a truly immersive experience. You're just going to want to give them just enough to let them know that yes, it's a wall. And another thing, when you're doing this, as you've seen a couple times where I felt like, man, that line wasn't the best, like that one right there. Control Z a couple times to get you back to a point where you're like, yeah, okay, those are good, and then you just go back in there and you just fill in the map portion of that you really want to highlight. Sometimes the cursor can take a weird swing, and I obviously blame it not on my hand. It's obviously something wrong with the cursor or something. We'll go with that. But yeah, you're just going around the outer edge. One thing I recommend for single rooms like this, it's fine to just do a single dynamic lighting line, because there's nothing really in here that can really cause issues for any of your dynamic lighting. However, if you're doing for instance, a room. And I'll get to that shortly. I will do another area that has doorways and stuff, so I can show you how I do doorways. But for instance, this right here, I'm going to zoom in just a bit. This is almost a little too close. And actually, it is. I want to say it is too close. I'm going to back up. Maybe. There we go. I'm going to back up and go out just a little bit more, because sometimes if you clip any of the detail out, like this may be a little too close, but it's not bad enough to where they won't be able to tell it's a wall. When I first started doing dynamic lighting, I used really thick lines. I used the regular, just what it was on, because I didn't really know that there was a thin. It's another pointer of mine. Thin lines. Always use thin lines. There's no reason not to use thin lines. The only thing that makes it a little tricky is when you're doing doorways. Sometimes if you're not precise enough, there will be like little gaps that your players can see through. But now that my line is done, trying to get right to the edge. Now that my line is done, I can do a quick click back, look over it, and go, okay, this definitely is pretty solid. I'll right click, and what that does is that like kind of sets it in. So now if I were to click somewhere, that's setting new dynamic lighting, but I don't want to do that. So now what I do is I go to objects and tokens. That outward line goes away. Another key tip: make sure dynamic lighting is enabled. So I want to check that, check that, check that, check that. So, sorry, not fog of war. So in your dynamic lighting section, you want to enable it. You want to enable line of sight. What that's going to do is anywhere where there is dynamic lighting, it's going to block past it. So for instance, this tent, it wouldn't actually be such a bad idea to put some dynamic lighting around this tent just a little bit to block behind it. Because if a player's standing here, they're not going to actually be able to see behind the tent. It's going to block their line of sight. So you definitely, I will do that. And that is kind of simple. And I'll show you in a moment. Only update on drop. This is very important to do when you have other players playing your modules, because what they can do if you don't check that, they can pick up their character and then they can drag it around without setting it down. So that allows them to pretty much they can scope out the entire map, and you actually you won't know. You'll have no idea. So when you enforce update on drop, you're actually forcing them to let go of their character before they can go to that area. And then restrict movement is another key to this as well. It's kind of like all four. You need all four, because this allows it to where they can, if they'll have a vision, and they won't be allowed to move outside their vision range, or rather they won't see outside their vision range if you have these checked. Restrict movement, what that does is they won't be able to move past your dynamic lighting, and that comes into play later with the doors. So I'm going to save that, hit OK there. You notice it goes dark. That's because there's no players on the field. So obviously in the objects token, go over to here to my panel. I'm going to drag a character out here, drop him, and if you notice, he's dead and has no hit points. So I'm going to drop him, give him some hit points. I mean, I don't want to play with his dead body. That's not nice. While I'm in here, I can actually even show you lighting. So when a character has vision, if they can see in dark, for instance, or if they have dark vision, it gets a little tricky at figuring out how this works. It took me a little while. So a normal character, when they have a torch, they're going to see 20/20. So what that's going to mean is this is going to be your light radius is 20 feet, or I'm sorry, it's going to be 40/20. Their light radius is going to be total of 40 feet, and that means 20 light, 20 dim. So you need a total of 40 feet. So this option here is going to be your total light that they have vision of. So if they have 120, so you put 120. If they have any dim light, you always want to make sure this is the start of the dim light. So if this is why this is 40. If this was 20, it would start the dim at 20, and that's bad because they're going to have no dim vision. They're only going to have light, and which is fine if they don't have any dark vision, or if they don't have a torch lit where there is no dim. There's a couple of scenarios. It just varies. So playing with the light settings is also going to be very helpful with dynamic lighting. For a standard character that doesn't have any dark vision and they just have a torch or a light spell, it's going to be 40-20. If they have dark vision, what I found, I do, if it's at nighttime in pitch black for a character with dark vision, it's 120, and then leave this at 0, or you put a 0 here. And that means they can see 120 feet. The dim starts at 0, so they see 120 of full dim light. It's a little frustrating to get a hold of, but once you figure out the couple numbers you need to remember, it gets pretty simple. So I'm gonna put this back to 20, hit save, and now he's sprung back to life because he was dead. So then what you have here, when you want to see how the player sees it, there's this button called GM opacity. So you bring that all the way to full, hit OK. Now this is exactly how the player will see your dungeon. So this gives you a good example of how they see it. So you can actually move around the walls and see how you did. This looks very solid. They can tell that this is the castle wall. They can tell they can't see anything past it. Same here. This is all very good. This is just enough the wall showing that yes, this is a wall and no breaks on the wall. And this also right here, the wonderful world of dynamic lighting, it even gives you the fine detail of like a very it's like a nook, it's very dark, but if you went into the corner, it gets a little brighter. You're going around here, definitely seeing all of the wall, and it actually looks real good. So I am completely satisfied with my dynamic lighting. I typically always use a character to wander around inside the dynamic lighting that I just did, because when I first started, I started doing the dynamic lighting, and it actually wasn't great at all. It was actually very bad, and over time I just got better. And that's another thing. It's just like everything else. You definitely want to practice, and the more you do it, the better you'll get, like everything else. Another thing, like I was mentioning before, for instance, this actually is another scenario where dynamic lighting takes into place. So this fireplace right here, I'll bring him back over so you guys, I'll bring my light back over here. So this fire should be emitting light. A fireplace is 20 and 20, so 20 dim, 20 light. So for same as the character, it's going to be 40 and 20. You want to make sure that all players see the light, and you hit save. Now what that does is this gives not the illusion, the representation that this is a fireplace and it's lighting up this cave. You can do the same thing with the fireplace as you could a torch. You just come into the roll20 thing and just type in torch, hit enter, and now all the torches will start coming up. You could grab a torch on here, toss it on the ground, spin it around a little bit, shrink it down to size, get deep and dirty into your map here, and try to position it on the wall where it actually looks, decent enough. And for the torch, again, it's going to be 20-20, so it's actually 40-40. Just remember, the first number is your total light period, how much total light vision they have, or how much total light it's emitting. And then if there's any dim, that's when you do something with this box. If there's nothing, you actually make sure you delete it. And if there is, if it's all dim light, you put a 0. So for this one, it's a torch, so it's going to be 40-20. All players see light, save. Now this torch, no matter where you move it, it's going to be lighting up the area. So if they wanted, if this little clan here of orcs wanted to have a torch over here for some reason, maybe they had to use the potty and they wanted a night light. So this is going to give a radius of 20 feet light, and then it's about 40 feet dim. Obviously you're getting some dim from here, so you can actually light up the entire area just with these, torches. You could copy and paste them to make it real simple. You click on them, hit Control C, click, paste. You want to click wherever you're holding them at, like wherever you want to place it, because you could hit paste again and then you got to drag it over there. Or what you could do is if you want it here, click in the blank area where you want it, paste. Wherever you click is where it'll paste once you hit Control V for paste. And then you can go around and do the same thing. Real simple. Get them in the walls so they actually look, you know, they could be hanging off the walls, even a little, maybe like that. It's probably the best way to show them is maybe to put them into the wall a little bit and have them just showing just like that. Maybe that's probably the best visual effects of them. And now you have you know, some areas where it looks like this entire place is now dimly lit because there's overlapping areas, and now this is kind of a more immersive experience for your players. Same thing with this tent, like I was saying. So this character's here, he can see around this tent, which, you know, depending on how tall this tent is, let's say this tent is 7 to 8 feet tall, he's not going to see around that. So what you do is you come over here, your dynamic lighting, grab your polygon line, go with whatever color is the brightest that you have. I'm going to stick with pink because I've done pink this whole time. Make sure it's thin, and then what you can do is you can kind of judge if this character was standing in front of it, what couldn't he see? He could probably see around the corner a little bit, depending on how far front he was saying. So I'd probably start like maybe at this corner here, pop it around, and just kind of go to each point of the tent, and then right click, boom. Now this gives a good example of what is visible to the player and what's not. So this kind of gives you like, okay, well this is dark, the player can't see that, player can't see that. And there you go. Now you have your completely immersive cave. The next one I'll do is going to be a very simple inn, and this obviously there's no dynamic lighting here, but the players may not know, like this is very, you know, it's obviously top down, so the fact that they can see the green on the outside is not very immersive. It doesn't really put them in the feel like, hey, I'm in an inn. So obviously go to your dynamic lighting, click on your polygon line tool. For this one, maybe I'm gonna do green thin lines. Also make sure that this second box, make sure that it's transparent, this down box here. Sometimes it'll do the color for both and you don't really want that. You could do it for very solid things like pillars. It doesn't really change much as long as you do a full circle with what they are, so it doesn't really matter, but it does matter that you have this transparent, because if not, this is what's going to happen. You're going to click like this, and when you click like this, it fills this really weird triangle. It's just essentially filling all the light in wherever you click, and it makes some really weird designs that are interesting. You don't really want to do that, so delete that. Go back to your polygon tool, click on it again, go back to transparent, and now you're back to the way you need to be. So bright color, thin, get in your map. I recommend getting in as comfortably close as possible. You don't want to be like real in there because you want to be able to move around and do a decent bit. I'd say get in a decent height where you can see the detail of your map and get a good accurate line. So you start here. You could probably just go straight up. These are all very straight lines, so I could even go over here. Make sure you get a really good point and then click there. So this is bad. Don't do this. It looks like the map is a little warped. So for this line, I'm going to undo that, and I'm actually it looks like the walls are actually a little warped. It looks like this building was built by a drunken masonry. So let's just go through and just do it yourself. Yeah, this wall's a little blown out. It's must be a very old inn, showing its age. Yeah, you just go around, go in there, make sure you're essentially you're cutting this wall in half, and you're cutting out the outside the outside grass. The players don't really need to see. And another thing that's kind of cool is if the players wanted to go on the outside of the inn, now they have that feeling that, hey, I'm on the outside of the walls of the outside of the inn. So you could even be creative and say, what if one of these are windows instead of, I think they look like pillars to me, but they could be a window. So I'm gonna leave one of these open as a window. So we're gonna leave this one open here as a window. So the best thing to do, also goes with doors. So if you've got an open area like this, we're gonna say this is a window. I'm gonna right click, and that's gonna set this line here as a dynamic line. Then you're gonna go to the other side of it, go like that, go to here, go kind of as close as you can to the edge there. Then set that, right click, eliminate it. I'm going to say these are all windows. So you go over here to the edge, right click. Again, finishing out your dynamic lighting, go to here, down over here, still fine, cuts right through it in half, no problem. Same thing with this door, go straight to the edge of the door. Actually, I'm going to undo that a little bit and go all the way to the door there. You want to kind of break it right there, right at the line. Right click, set it. Go from the frame of the door. You know, you just go in sections so you get a fairly accurate line. Don't try to cut corners like I did in the very beginning of my roll20 experience and go too far. You lose detail. This is another door. Right click. This one here, I'm gonna do a little touch-up line right to the door, and then I'm gonna go deep in. Use my selection tool to make sure that this is right. Yeah, there we go. Right on line, so that this is very smooth. There's a smooth transition. There's no little gaps between here. Now what I'm going to teach you guys how to do after I finish this here, actually this is another good tip. So you did your outline. Oops, way too far out. So you've did your outline, and everything looks good on the outline, but now you've got these weird inner walls, and you might think to yourself, well, you just join it from here, go out and in. You'd be correct. So the best thing to do, I like to start a little bit over here on the right hand side, crossing over the current line that you have, because if you don't, there's a good chance that if you don't hit it right on this line and go across, there might be some light bleed through on in between the two intersecting things. So if you go on the other side, there's really no way for any light to escape. So you click across, that's a very good straight line, no problem there. Also again, no problem. Boom, again, no problem. Right click, set it. This one's here, this is also another inner wall. Go right on the outside of the wall, intersect it in, cuts it straight down, good. And go in. I'm gonna undo that. I went a little too far with that line, so I'm going to go back. There we go. And sometimes I'm real picky on where I put the lines. Like, I like that. That looks good. So now you could even go as far as to say these could be pillars. I don't necessarily know what they are, but we're going to say these are support pillars. Best thing to do here, move your chair, whatever object it's on. Oh, sorry. I need to select. I think it's on the map layer. Yeah, move your chair out of the way a little bit. Can't really be on the support pillar. Go back to your dynamic lighting, polygon tool, thin line. You can even try make sure it's on transparent, and then just kind of click here and go around in a almost a hexagon. Right click, same thing around here. See what happens just right there. And I clicked on here and I clicked here, nothing happens. So roll20 does something very strange. It's almost like if you don't click far enough away from your origination point with your polygon tool, it just doesn't create a line. So you kind of make sure you go a decent distance away from the line so that you can see, or so that it sets in, or else it'll just keep resetting. So now you're just going around. Again, it did it again, go out. There we go. I don't really like that line. It's cut too deep. There we go. you're essentially just giving them the outer details, and you're hollowing this out. And you may even want to you can even move it around. If you go to your select tool, select and move, you can drag and drop, kind of like just like you would normally, like, you know, on your Windows machine or whatever. Drag and drop, and then click and move it around if you hover over the line. And sometimes it's a little difficult for smaller shapes like this. You'll get like a lot of these lines. If you zoom in, it gives you more area to put your cursor over to get these you know, all over arrows, to the move arrows, I guess we'll call it. Also, what you could do, these are all the same shape. I like this shape. I'm going to copy, click right in the center, and paste it, and then move it around, move it over. So now you've got almost essentially a template, and you can move it right into place, and then zoom back out, check your work. Everything looks good. So now we're going to go to Objects Token Layer, drag character in. We'll use Hassat the Barlock. Put him right there. Go to your page settings, enable dynamic lighting, enforce the rule, put the GM opacity all the way to full, click OK. So this character has a hella ton of sight, or the map proportions are wrong. So now what you want is get your tool, your ruler out, and kind of check. So this is a square on this map, and this this map is not that big. Each one of these squares should be about 5 feet. So what you need to do is you need to go to your page settings and go to your map page settings and pretty much cut that in half. So we'll say 2.5. Hit OK, and the lighting will go away a little bit. And then you do your check. Still a little bit. You know, this map is kind of stretched out a little bit, so it doesn't look correct. You also might ask why the area is so lit. If you notice, the area is fully lit. It's because I have torches all throughout this room emitting light. Each one of those torches, I think, is, if I remember correctly, on the map layer, it's probably emitting too much light, maybe. Yeah, 20 feet of light. So maybe if I dim this down to 2020, I'm sorry, 4020. Well, that's just giving more light. So let's delete these. Hello, get out of here. Let's delete these and see what kind of lighting I can give this room to kind of equal out the lighting. It's a little too bright. Also, I think if I, let me check something here. Don't do global illumination, just as a fair warning. It does the complete opposite. Instead of darkness, it shows light. And I never really understood why you would do this. But, you know, whatever. Oh. Accidentally moved the map. It's one thing I hate. When you're on the map portion, you have to be very careful. And, don't delete the map. Alright, so it's really starting to come into play. Ah, there we go. That was a big source of light. This one too, probably, yep. So, I mean, I need to zoom back out and see if there's any torches that I'm missing. And now, so you can do one of two things. The way I had it was the character was emitting light. Right now, the character's emitting a hella ton of light. He's emitting 120. So when a character is emitting light, that's saying that they have a torch, they have a light spell, something like that. If they just have sight, for instance, I'm going to bring one of those torches back, actually. Give me a second here. Yeah, I'm going to put this torch right here. Torch is emitting light, but let's say that this character is emitting no light and just has vision. Hit save. Now, wherever this torch goes is where the vision is. The players, they have vision, but they're not emitting any light. This would be good in a darkness scenario where if they have no vision whatsoever, it goes dark, complete blackness. And sometimes that will happen. There's darkness spells, and some characters can't see in the dark. But for this instance, now you could put torches everywhere, and it gives them the illusion or the realism of light. They're moving over here. Well, if it's dark, they can't see. If they have a torch, then you're like, okay, let me give you your torch. So you give them an emit light area, and boom, now they're able to see. And now they can see that there's, you know, people often in the area over here. They're eating, doing some stuff, but they can't see around walls. If they go here, they can't see over here. Go over here, can't see here. And then, like I was saying before, those windows. This is kind of one of those scenarios where there's funky lighting. This right here, it's a little strange. But if you're out here, it looks fine. I'm going to flip back to dynamic lighting and see why it's doing that. I really can't explain it, to be honest. There's no reason why it should be doing this weird gap. Unless there's something... Oh, it could be this torch. I think this torch, the way it's set, it's giving light. Yeah, it's giving light this direction here. So if I were to go to this torch and delete it... Yep, it fixed the light. So now this is giving the player... okay, he's giving the player the sense that these are windows, and that's why they're able to see through them. Also, same thing on the other side. If the player's on the outside and they're scouting the building, they can see into the bar or the inn, but they can't see everything. The pillars are blocking some things. Right here, the view on what's on the inside, but they can't see Gundren over here. They can see a little bit of Solar Hallwinter, but they actually can't see everything. So yeah, this is just another area of immersion, or another way to get your players into an immersive scenario. Or if they want to have, say for instance, a rogue wants to peek into a doorway over here. So I'll teach you how to do doorways real quick, so I can kind of give you that example. Go back to your dynamic lighting. You may want to turn your GM opacity down so you can actually see what you're doing. Go over here to this doorway here. Now go to your dynamic lighting, polygon line tool, select a different color. Doors should always be done in different colors because it allows you to really give you the option to delete just that line, and it stands out. So for instance, I like to do doors in like red. It really stands out against green. It kind of looks Christmassy, but you know, whatever. Looks good to me. So for doors, I like to do what's called a panhandle, but in this scenario, I'm not going to, because since the players have the options to be on the outside and the inside, it doesn't work. When you have dead space, for instance, like this table, if this table was a wall, and we'll do a quick outline of this. It's going to be really bad and just quick. Then I'm going to leave a gap here, and then let go, and then a gap here, and then let go. So say this was a door. When I would do a door, I'm going to do the opposite color scheme for this. Since this is all dead space that the player will never see, say if you're going into here, so I guess I'll... let's see, give it... Essentially what you're doing, if this was dead space and this was a door, maybe into a closet or whatever, you would go like this, go up into the area that you want to make a door, go across, and then down, and then right click. So now when the player's over there in front of this bar door, essentially, they'll see nothing. No real difference when they're looking at it, but if that was a door, it would show it like a door symbol, you know. And then when they want to go in it, say this guy's like, okay, well, I'm going to open the door. Well, okay, the door's open. So what you do is you click on it, or if you can't click on it here, you can click on the panhandle, which is that's why I do it. Delete it, and now it gives the player the option to go into the door, or go into the hallway that we made out of this bar table. Same thing with the door aspect, except for I'm going to do it a little different, because since there's area on both sides, I want to pretty much just do it as cleanly as I can. So I'm going to zoom far down in, as far as I can get. You want to get right on the edge, but a little bit right inside the line, but not necessarily completely on the edge. You want to go overlap a little bit so that there's no crossover or gaps. And then what you do is you just go click there, and then just go straight across again in the same spot. That right there should have no issues. Right click, close door. So this allows you to have the player go, okay, well, I'm at the door, but no matter where he moves, this is a good test right here. Do this. No matter where he moves, he has no idea that he has no vision into the door. However, say he's a rogue and he's being real sneaky and stealthy. You can move the line a little bit. See, this is kind of like one of those scenarios where it's hard to get over it. See how the little crack opens up? So now, say he's going to crack the door and look in. You can crack it like that, go back to the player's view, and then when he moves like this is all he's seeing. Let me give you a darker view of that so that it's real telltaling of what's happening. So this right here is all the player's seeing. He's seeing real deep on the inside, but he's only seeing a sliver of it. So he literally has to kind of peek into the door himself, and it really kind of gives him the immersiveness of being able to look kind of into the doorway. And then once he's satisfied, he sees that the coast is clear, there's no monsters, then you can go back into dynamic lighting, go to this door and delete it. That helps when you hit delete, not end, and delete it. Now the player can enter and all is well. Well, I hope you guys enjoy, and as always, thanks for watching. Alright, one video's gone. Or done. How long was that? That was probably 25 minutes. I could probably set that up into a couple different videos. Do some editing tomorrow and make that happen. Oh, and also, it started with a U. Well, he left. But, thanks for following. I didn't want to interrupt the video and say thanks for following because, you know, I was making a video. Next one I'll do here is the editation of the map. Yeah, but he left. So what are you gonna do about it? Wow, haven't seen you in a while, buddy. What's up? I'm glad you found this world. This wonderful world of the interwebs. Alright, I'm gonna go to Red Brand's hideout. How's that computer running? You finally fix it? You guys should feel pleasured. It is a rare occurrence for Frostwolf to join us, to grace us with his presence. Everyone bow down to the wonderful and missing Frostwolf. Nah, Frost is a real longtime friend of mine. He's awesome. But his computer recently decided to fry out, and I sent him a motherboard, but his graphics card still foobarred. I guess his graphics card and his motherboard fried. Damn shame. Damn shame. Wait, the mobile that I sent you didn't work? What's wrong with that mobile? Mobile should be fine. Unless it died during shipping. It was a cheap motherboard. Wouldn't doubt it. That mobile's fine. It's fine. But I guess I can understand if it fries out again, just like the other motherboard. There's a good chance it could take the graphics card with you, or with it. I guess it's better than. Hey, what's up, Noah? Yeah, it's better to be safe than sorry, I guess. Oh, yeah. I will do that right now. Google.com. What the hell is it? Google Hangouts? Handouts? Handouts. I got real busy at work today. I had no time. But I will definitely do that right now as we speak. Sign in to the wonderful Google. Add people you know. Search. No, I just want to sign in. No, I don't want to follow things I love. You might be lonely. Sure. Continue anyways. Finish. Alrighty then. How do I do this? Your account isn't finished. You need to update your email address. Okay. Isn't this fucking right there? Wait, important Google Plus contacts, share photos. People have this email and also find you on Google. Yeah, I think I made. Well, next Saturday, yes. Not this Saturday, next Saturday. It'll give me enough time to whip up another one-shot adventure. I could probably take you guys through the one I just did, since it'll be a full new group. You know, I could probably change it around too. And as far as saving for Intel compared to AMD, I hate to say it, but maybe Intel. I know it's a crying shame to hear for coming from me, but I don't know. Intel's been really performing for me so far. I don't know. I like if you do the cost comparison. If you do the cost comparison between AMD and Intel over the course of a couple of years, you actually pay for the difference between the Intel processor. Intel uses way less energy, and I really hate to say it, but CPU Boss really shed the light on how hot those processors run and how much power they suck. So it may be cheaper. Well, your dad's really paying for the energy unless you move out, but it is cheaper for over time for me to have Intel comparatively to AMD. Well, really anybody that pays an electricity bill. So yeah, all right, back to what I was doing. Update your email address. I'm logged in with my email address. I don't get it. What is this thing asking me? It's right there. Update email address. Bang. Update email. I don't know why that was so hard. Okay. It's Google Hangouts. What the fuck is handouts? Handout. Syntabus! I need you. Nah, man. I'm telling you. CPU boss. Watch this shit. CPUboss.com. This is. We'll just do that one right off the bat. The I don't even know, like it's just two processors. It's a i5 mobile versus accelerated processor mobile. They're mobile processors. Hold on. I don't want to do that. We'll just do an i7. i7 4970K versus AMD FX 9590. Sure, compare. Okay. Now, when you scroll down, okay, look at the cost difference right here. Year one, you're saving $120 just in energy. So AMD is using 2.5 times more energy than Intel, and this processor is still better than whatever the fuck this is. I mean, the rating's probably, yeah, the 4790 is leaps and bounds faster except for overclocking. AMD's power-hungry motherfucker. Yeah, this right here, this is a huge telltale sign. The cost difference is the energy right here. I'm a believer of Intel now. They're able to make a processor that's faster and it outperforms AMD at 2.5 times less heat and power consumption. That's telling you something. AMD's not doing something right. Or they're cutting corners somewhere using older technology. Whatever they're doing, that's where the cost difference comes up into play, is that right there. The energy is insane how much AMD uses. AMD uses so much more power. 2.5 times more power. And I don't know, what am I doing here? I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. How do I do handouts? I don't know. I have no idea what I'm doing. Make your form. What form? How do I do this? Docs? It's probably docs. Let's not take a tour because I know exactly what I'm doing. All right, now what do I do? It's probably a doc. Okay, owned by anyone. Okay. This doesn't do anything. That sorts it. That just changes how it's. What sheets? Under sheets? What is this? How do I do that? How do I make my own? Wait. Aha! The hell was it? Tom's Hardware. GPU. Yeah. Okay, so GPU hierarchy. So you're probably gonna want under 200. If you're sticking with AMD, the R7 260X is very good at 115, which leaves you another $155 for your motherboard. Or you can go. I would spend the most you can on a graphics card. Honestly, I would probably spend like the majority, maybe like an R92 or R9 280. You might be able to get one fairly cheap. Oh yeah, look at that, 169. Get this one. R9 280, 3 gigs of RAM, GDDR5 obviously, PCI Express, good there. Sapphire is a good brand. It's apparently not in stock until 2 more days. There's even a rebate form. It's you get a $20 rebate, so you get more money. You already have a do you know if the processor was fine? Did it burn out the processor, or is the processor okay? Because that processor was a fucking champ. Although old, but a champ. Another thing you can do. Hold on, that processor's real old though, so let's try something here. Micro Center is a pretty good place for stuff like this. They almost always destroy prices anywhere else. So what you do is you go computer parts, AMD processor. We're gonna sort by most reviewed. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be this one here. The 6300 FX Black was pretty solid. I'm pretty sure it was like $99 or $89. Yeah, 99 bucks, 89 bucks. So, this one's a 6-core, 3.5 gigahertz Black Edition. Awesomeness. Then what you do, Micro Center has this awesome thing where you can now get a processor. Okay, it's a socket AFX. Or I'm sorry, a motherboard, AMD. This one right here, AMD ATX, AMD M3 Plus. Actually, matter of fact, I think this is the motherboard I sent you, or a version of it. Anyways, proceed to cart. Boom, 15 bucks. It drops it to 15 bucks plus a $5 rebate. Oh, actually, a $10 rebate. It makes it $5 after a rebate. So you just saved. It was like $40 plus another 10 if you do the rebate. Then what you can do, go to products, computer parts, go to video cards. We're gonna go AMD. What the hell is it? Brands. There we go. AMD. Go most reviewed. These are all shit. R9 270. R9 270 overclocked. Wonder if you can get an R9 280 on here. R9 280 for $199. What does that bring the price to? A little higher than you want. So remove. Well, if you do the rebates, that's $30 less. That brings it at $300 exactly. It's only 30 bucks higher. Or remove this and go to the 270, which was like what, 50 bucks cheaper, which is like the exact. Yeah, this one here. And you get Dirt Rally for free. That's $159 plus another $20 off the rebate. Add that bad boy in there. Still 2 gig card, not bad. I'll put your price right around your. I mean, there's 21. You actually might not have to pay this tax if you get it shipped to you, because it's in a different state. So that actually might bring it down to $264.97, and you would get a brand new motherboard, a sick processor. This processor gets rated really well on CPU Boss, especially for the price. AMD FX 6,000. Is it not an FX? It is an FX. So we're just taking FX 6000. Oh. i5. Sure. Well, that's not the right processor. AMD FX 6300 Black Edition. There's actually another Tom's Hardware for CPU as well. Where's the chart? CPU, best CPUs for the money. And these guys go through and actually do full tests. If you're going with Intel, it's going to be these 3 for the lowest. Let's see. This one probably. Honestly, this one here would probably give you on Micro Center. Yep, that's right there. $199. See, it's just such a better. I love Micro Center. Micro Center's so good. It says it's $235 on Amazon, which let's see if that's true. Yeah, $235, and Micro Center has it for $199. What socket is this? LGA 1150. Go to computer parts, Intel motherboard. You gotta remember they give like $50 off any motherboard when you buy a processor motherboard combo. So where the hell is that? There it is. LGA 1150. Must be like one of the very common, most reviewed. ASRock's decent. These are pretty high motherboards here. Another ASRock there. I don't know the difference between these two motherboards. 37 reviews. Specs. What kind of stuff's it got? Okay, it doesn't actually have like a good picture of it. Does it have USB 3.0? It only supports 8 gigs per, so 32 total. So that's good. DDR3. Also want to make sure your RAM will. I mean, I'm assuming you have DDR3. It's probably fine. USB. Let's see if it's got 3.0. Ship. Yeah, it's got 4 ports. USB 3.0. So if you add this to cart with that motherboard, produce a chart. Oh. I want to remove that. Remove that. Remove that. And then I never added, apparently, that graphics or that processor into the cart. Add to cart. Yes. You're looking at $269.97 with tax. That's literally the exact, like 3 cents off of the exact number. It's almost meant to be. This has 6 gigabytes per second, doesn't it? It has to. It's fairly fucking new. It has to have support for 6 gigabits per second. Yeah, right here. eSATA. It's got 1. Oh, that's a back panel slot. Here you go. You got 8 storage controllers. It can support up to 8. Sorry, Noah. This motherboard, I don't really know because I just picked it at a whim. You may want to check around on their website, you know, compare motherboards. But it's reviewed nicely. Well, they only have 1 in stock though, and it is half off. It might be on sale right now. It might be a real good motherboard. I know ASRock brand's pretty decent. I've seen this before somewhere. Doesn't necessarily mean it's, you know, but this right here, this is a good processor. Let's see how it rates against the 9590 on the CPU boss. No, actually, we'll go against the best processor. That's 9370. Well, even still, this is a 3.5 gigahertz quad core against a 4.4 gigahertz octa core, and the i5 still beats the AMD. It's no good. So complete performance, it looks like the FX 9370 barely beats it by not even worth mentioning. Single core performance, the i5 blows the hell out of the water. Overclocking the i5 also, boom, real close, which is actually kind of insane because overclocking is typically, you know, AMD's strong point, so they always almost win this one. And then the value for performance is right on there, but overall, boom. Same thing with money cost. Say the same thing. It's seriously just 2.5 times the cost. Is just nuts. $200 in energy a year. It's crazy. I think that's what that was, wasn't it? ASRock Z90. Oh, Z87. This is a 90 or 87. I mean, I guarantee they have it. Intel, LG 1150. Yeah, that's like $250. That's a mark. Hold on. If we go ASRock, let's sort by. Well, there's only. No, there actually there is. There's like. What were we saying? ASRock Z97 Pro 4, Z97 Extreme 4. Extreme 4. That's a Z87. What about a B85? That one looks pretty solid. If you wanna buy it, I can ship it to you. Or if you wanna ship me the money, I can ship it to you. That's fine. This one's only got 2. This one looks like maybe a little older. Oops. A Z97. So yeah, this has got to be it. I wonder. Actually, yeah, this motherboard supports way more RAM, way more kinds of RAM, and well overclocked. 6th USB 3.0. Yeah, this looks like a much better motherboard. Let's see what's that price. If I take away the other motherboard, 318 minus 20 is 300 if you do the mail-in rebate. But let's see if they got that gigabyte Mobo. I have a gigabyte Mobo. I went Intel, went gigabyte. You should do the same, most likely, depending on this price. Z97X. What? SLI? Yeah, that's this one right here. It's a little pricey though. It's probably the same price. Sometimes they have better deals on others, depending on the brand. But if I remove this, what kind of deal does it give it? Nah, it's the same price. It drops the price, but I'd say let's use Tom's Hardware to check out motherboards. Let's see here. There's spotlights there. Best motherboards for the money. We're gonna go with top Intel. It's a Z97 essentially, right? Yeah, I don't know about open box. I mean, they're typically okay, but if I'm gonna be buying it for him, and then I'm gonna be sending it to him, like, you don't really want to deal with open box. At least I wouldn't want to. Is Z97 just the code name for the processor instead of LG 1150? It's gotta be what it is. These are all expensive. Like, hella expensive. No, I'll get to it, man. Here, do me just send me a message, okay? On Twitch, and I will put you first in line for the document once I get it up. How about that? I'll give you I'll give you complete first dibs. Well, I'm trying to help my real friend out here. He's a as opposed to a fake friend, but you know, he's a friend for a long time. I want to get him back and running up on his feet again. Stream team! And for us, it's fine. Nothing was really scheduled for today. I'm just doing... I really wanted to do those 2 videos, and I wanted to whatchamacallit? Also, really just kind of finish up the maps that I had running. But yeah, I think that using Micro Center, you're gonna well, I don't know. Maybe hold on. Let's see if this processor is cheaper somewhere else. Because if you're gonna be paying shipping costs for like here to your house, it was like, well, the motherboard was only like $12 to ship, I think. And if I'm going to be sending a motherboard and a processor, it can't be that much more heavier. Maybe the box might be a little bigger, but I don't know. It might cost $15 or so to get there. But maybe Newegg.com has a better deal for the processor. Maybe they've got some deals. Yeah, see, they have a 240, so that alone, I mean, the Micro Center has that fucking price nailed. I've always found them having the cheapest price. And that's just insane. But I do see what you were saying about these motherboards. These could be cheaper for or Z97. Maybe MSI Z. Where's the? This one here, maybe. This one might be low enough to... This one's the 2015 Editor's Edition, or something. Let's see if they got it. Nope. Okay, let's go. Computer parts. Intel Mobos. I think that's the one that I had in his cart in the first place. MSI. We're gonna do 1150. What the hell was this one? Z97I AC. Huh. So it doesn't have, they actually don't have it. It's a little strange. They typically have just about everything. The smart buy would be the Z97 Extreme, but it's pretty expensive. This one here, maybe the 4 Extreme. Yeah, this is I think the ASRoCs, I mean, they're being widely recommended. So you could even easily just go ASRoC. 1150. Most reviewed. Yeah, the Z87 Extreme. Z97 Extreme. It's just one number down. It can't be bad, right? So I would say, or maybe let's see this one, H97M. ASRoC H97M's right here. It's a micro ATX. I'd honestly prefer going with standard ATX. I don't really like a micro. I would probably stick with this. This is probably a good. It's probably a good motherboard. It's an extreme brand, extreme series. I'm assuming there's probably some good write-ups about this. I wonder if just Google it. I mean, Newegg's got 113 reviews. It looks like a solid board. Like, I think this will be fine. It's got 4 USB 3.0 ports. It's even got HDMI. It looks like 2 HDMI ports, or maybe that's it could be a display port and an HDMI. It doesn't matter. You'll be using a video card, but yeah, it's got 4 slots of RAM, 8 gigs apiece. I would say this one. So if you went this Mobo, ASRock Z97, there was one next to the Extreme 4 that had a decent price. Oh, you're talking about this one? The Z97 mate socket? They only had one in stock, though. For this one? Yeah, I can buy it tomorrow. I can buy it now and just reserve it and go pick it up whenever I want. This is MSI. Also another solid brand, from what I've heard. They're claiming all kinds of performance boosts. It's got 4K support, apparently. That's pretty good, actually. This was the page I was on. Well, I went to ZTX most reviewed. Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about this one here, the difference is like it's like $20, and I don't know if this has more than this. Honestly, when you look on the motherboard, I would probably go ASRock. I've heard bad things about MSI. Oh, is it good? I've heard conflicting stories. Obviously, you'll always have somebody conflicting about it, but I don't know where the Pro one is. ASRock. It could have been. It might have been a micro board, an ATX micro, and I don't like. I mean, it's obviously up to Frostwolf, but it's probably. I don't know. It's a preference of mine. I guess it's up to you. Because there's probably a Pro somewhere in here. It was ASRock Z97 Pro. This one here? The Z97. What does that put the price to? It's probably still too high. If this is the motherboard you were talking about. Remove that. I said remove it. Thank you. Yeah, that's at 318 plus $20 millimeter reboot mix at 300. I think the better, honestly, I think it's gonna be this one here. It's probably fine. That means I have to take my hand out of my pocket to search. This one? ASRock Z97 Pro 4. I wonder what the difference between Extreme and Pro is. It looks like Pro is just kind of... I don't know. It looks like more of a basic computer. It doesn't look... I think Extreme might be the gaming line, and Pro might be like the professional line, maybe? Can I just search Z97 down here? Yeah, exactly. It's probably... I mean, it just, honestly, like, compared to this looks kind of ugly. I know it's not about looks, but, like, spec-wise, I mean, they support the same RAM. I mean, I'll do a side-by-side just out of curiosity. Let's pull this out. Put this over here. Doing some... Pull this out. So Let's compare the two motherboards and see what the $20 is all about. So this one's the Extreme on the left, this one's the Pro. Looks like the Pro has like no special features, like whatsoever. This one's got Sound Blaster Purity Sound, supports ASRock Internet Flash, X-Fast RAM, X-Fast LAN, X-Fast USB. This one definitely sounds more like a US or a gaming computer compared to this so far. Northbridge Z87, Z97, so it looks like it might be one model up. Core support, obviously the same. RAM support, this one just says DDR3. This one goes in and specifically lists all of the DDRs. Obviously dual channel, both 4 times 8 gigs. They both support up to 6 gigabits per second data storage controllers. That won't really matter for him. DirectX 11. This one doesn't say. Audio doesn't really matter. Networking doesn't really matter. Expansion slots, I guess, kind of matters. This one's got one 16 slot. This one's got 3.0 16 slots. So this one has more 16 slots in case he ever decides to do Crossfire or SLA. PCI 2, same PCI there. They both have PS2 connectors. They both have a DVI. This one has 2 HDMI if that matters. I guess if you don't feel like, if you don't have a display card. 4 USB 3.0s. This one only has 3. This one has a front panel eSATA connector. This one, that's a back panel, sorry. This one has 3-year manufacturer parts and labor. This has 1. Honestly, compared to these two, oh, they're both ASRock. That's weird. Why would this have 3-year support? This only has 1 from the same manufacturer. Like this alone, considering the fact that it's cheaper, as well as having 2 more years of warranty, I would suggest this. And it's also fucking cheaper. Add that bad boy to cart. Close this sorry ass disappointment of a motherboard out. I'm just kidding, it wasn't that bad, but you know. So yeah, this literally is exactly what you would need. So if you say the word, man, I'll hit buy and ship it out to you if you send me some money. If you need time to think about it and do some research, go ahead, but honestly, it's probably going to be your best bet to do this. You can always transfer the money via PayPal, and it's free. There's no fees or anything, as long as you do friend transfer. PayPal to PayPal is free. So yeah, am I doing it? Am I hitting check out? I'll buy it right now. I don't give a fuck. I'll even gain 1.5% cash back on the purchase. It's like $3. It'll help cover shipping a little bit. No, I mean, I have the money. I can buy it, and you can just get me the PayPal. If you want me to do this now, I'll buy it. Just send me the money whenever you can. We can do it as soon as you can, like now, of course. But I don't mind buying it now, and because there's only one in stock for this motherboard, so I kind of want to buy it as soon as I can. So, all right, I'll throw this off screen so that my shit doesn't get in the system online. Coming over to the dark side with me, buddy. Got him, coach. Returning users. What school did you attend for 6th grade? What? St. John. Wow, that was right? Jeez. It's insane. Continue to check out. It's been like fucking forever. Yeah, that's fine. Alright. I'm going to do a quick search for Micro Center codes. Micro Center coupon. There might be one. You never know. $5 off Micro Center. $5 off one single item. $30 off Western Digital hard drives. Jesus. 38% off of laptop accessories. What's this $5 off of anything? Expires 7/5. Can I use this now? How do I use this? Show coupon. Like seriously. I don't want to fucking show it to a cashier. I can't just like maybe I gotta copy this page. Apply code. Nah, it didn't work. I didn't think it would. Ends Sunday, July 5th. Oh. Well, wait, what? Yeah, it should be fine. That's... No, mine does the same thing. If you have Huntington, mine's also under maintenance as well. But like I said, it's fine. I'm not worried about it. But yeah, for $5, I'll probably just print that out and take it up there and tell them, and they'll make an adjustment at the cash register, and then I can take that $5 off shipping. Pre-spring credit card. Why can't I pay now? Sunday at 11 to 5. I gotta pay in store anyways. Thank you for your order. Your order has been submitted. It's been done. Apparently I gotta go pick it up tomorrow, so I gotta wake up early. That means I definitely have to get off at 7. We gotta remember, Jetty, I've known Frostwolf 10 years, almost, maybe more. And I know that if I were to ask him to do the same things that I've done for him, he would, without a doubt. We like to call ourselves assholes, but we're nice assholes, especially to each other. Like, you can't really, be assholes to each other. So I don't know how to do this. This sheet. Who knows how to use... Frost, do you know how to use this? Can you hop on Skype and tell me how to do this? I know how to use Excel, but I don't know how to do the fill forms and shit. Essentially, I need a form that people can sign up with. They can fill their names out and shit, and it's pretty much a form so that it's like a sign-up sheet. I need a sign-up sheet. There's got to be a website to do this. I don't have to use online sign-up sheet. What's this? The easiest way to create sign-up sheets online. Create a free. Oh, it's free. This is gonna be great. Collect information. To collect information such as shirt sizes for sports teams, getting votes, deciding parties, an event. Create a sign-up sheet for a party, potluck, get a volunteer. Yeah, this is an event. Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. Fuck it. One shot adventure. We're gonna say this is a community thing. This will be a test, blah 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 for now. Location, interwebs. Organizer's name, the Paleo Gamer. Contact number, don't need one. Next. How many needed players? 4. 1 day. We're gonna go with today's the 14th, so next week's the 21st at 1:00. People are talking. What's going on? Knitting club. We're gonna play till 4 hours isn't enough. We'll go 5 hours. I'll go 5. There's gonna be a lot of shit that people. Wait, what? 5. Enter. Done. Okay, so 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. Oh yeah, I lied. 6 a.m. Okay. We need players. We need 4 players. How many do we need? There's no volunteers because I'm asking. That's what I'm asking for. Inform me when volunteers sign up. Allow volunteers to change their commitments. Make it private. No. Set reminder 1 day before. Is your event 1 day? So 6/21. That's next week. 7 days. Let's go with. Let's see how many. Add like I don't know, 4, 12, 16, 24. You know, I'll add like 20. I'll allow. Nah, fuck it. I'll allow 100 people to sign up, and then I'll just go top down. Publish. Email address. Existing member. Log in here. Name. Whoa. Paleo. Gamer. Whoa. T needs to be capitalized. Email address. The Paleo Gamer at gmail.com. You guys are more than welcome to email me. Please don't sign me up for porn sites. That'd be great. Share via email. Your sign-up sheet is ready to be shared. What if I just alright, here we go. Let's see this. What does this do? Select volunteer name, Bob the Builder. Got him, coach. Enter your name, Bob the Builder. Bob the Builder at gmail.com. I definitely want to receive reminders. Perfect. Whoops. Alright. I got Bob the Builder signed up. What was that? Oh, Facebook. What's going on? Yeah. Sign up sheet is ready to be shared. That's all I needed. So now I'm going to go here. And let's go to my profile. Here. Profile. Actually, let's go to my channel. Let's edit panel. We'll go now accepting. Whoa. Accepting signups. Signups is like that, right? Probably. Signups for one shot adventures. Fill out the form below to sign up. And then we can go star. Submit. Juners! The fuck is Juners? Hold on, let me see here. I gotta make sure I put a space. Too many spaces. Just 2 is needed. Really? I just wanted to go to the next line. It's like, seriously. Line breaks. Double space, right? Like I did that. If I want another one. Is it just like 2 more spaces? Oops. It sure is an odd website. Or a name. There we go. Oh, that's good enough. Why isn't this clickable? Can I make that clickable? Can I hyperlink that shit? Oh. What if I put it in brackets? I can just say bracket. Bracket. Whoop. Wrong bracket. Close bracket. Wait, no, I don't want to put this in brackets. Right? The fuck was it? Ah, yeah. That's in parentheses. UX Savant, Svent, thank you, sir. I believe. Is that 100? Hold on. It might be 100. Click here for sign up sheet. Boom. What does that look like? Yeah, look at that shit. Oh my god. And when you hover over it, it shows Juners. Click here for sign up sheet. Although, like the click here, like this doesn't have to be capitalized, I guess. This H. Yeah, right. I just bought him a processor and motherboard. There we go. Click here for sign up sheet. I click on it. It goes to my crazy thing. Maybe. What's it doing? Hello? Is 100 too many? Virgin? I don't know, man. Who's a virgin? Are you a virgin? I'm not a virgin. I'll tell you that right now. Why is this not working? Hello? Did I fuck up the link? Ah. Oh, I did fuck up the link. I put a fucking random space at the end of it. Yeah. What'd I do? Where is it? Nah, it's fine. It's good. We got it. It's a t-shirt, buddy. I want to throw that out there. I do have a monster hoodie, though. Yeah, there's this fucking little thing. I mean... Alright. So...